Today we're going to be working on mounting a Staghorn Fern. This one in particular is Platycerium superbum. So let's get started. Some of the tools you're going to need are a board to mount your plant, a power drill or screwdriver, some screws, some twine or any kind of fishing line, and some sphagnum moss. First thing you're going to want to do is check the size of your root ball. Try to remove the plant from the pot to see how big of a root ball you're going to be working with, which kind of determines your mounting strategy. A couple strategies you're going to want to use is to gently squeeze the edges of your pot to kind of help release it from the sides. These are epiphytes, so they might cling to the plastic of the pot, and you might struggle a little bit, but just give it time, be gentle, and it will release itself. Next up, you're going to choose your placement. Understand how large these plants can get, and picking the proper placement basically ensures a successful plant in the long run. One of the things you're going to want to do is gently tease the root ball apart. You may not have as many roots as you think you do, and the flatter you can get this fern basically onto the board, the easier it will attach and the faster it will attach to your mounting medium. Once you're happy with how much you've teased the root ball apart, don't forget you will be backpacking it with sphagnum moss to kind of help hold moisture. Getting this to lay flat can be a little tricky. Just again, being gentle and being caring of your movements will keep the plant healthy in the long run. I've also lost half the soil and there's still not many roots to show for it. Now that you've gotten it nice and flat, the shields itself as they grow should hug the board and naturally attach itself to your mounting medium. And again, being gentle, these are epiphytes, so soil really isn't the key factor just as long as they're kept in a humid area, and if you backfill it correctly, it should do just fine. And now it's time to backfill. Just use your sphagnum moss, get underneath the shield so that they lay more flat if they were kind of curling over the pot like mine was, and then use some of the existing soil to kind of get it right back to where it was. But now that it's flatter, it's going to look a lot better in the long run. I have seen some people make these giant mounds on a board and then attach the top of the platycerium to that, and to me that doesn't really natural, so I choose to try to get it to be as close to nature as intended. So now we go ahead and start putting our screws down into the board. We're going to choose a 4-point type V pattern that while we cinch it down will keep everything in place. So the reason why I'm using 2 screws closer together at the base of the plant is just in case it slides down a little bit, that it's not going to basically fall through. What I'm going to be using is a type of coated twine that will basically help hold it down, not cut into the plant, and be able to last long enough for the plant to attach to the board. The one thing you're going to want to do is ensure that you get underneath the shields, so that way it kind of holds it down a little bit better, because if you go on top, you run the risk of actually cutting into the shields and hurting the plant more than you think. So we'll start at the top and kind of just wrap around once or twice, and then get underneath the shields after that. As you can see, I'm lifting the shield up to ensure that it gets underneath in a nice tight fit. This will ensure that the plant, again, isn't harmed, and it ensures a nice kind of good seal. And now the test. Let's see if it slides down and if I did it right or not. And you know what? So far so good. We'll increase the angle, keeping an eye on it, and if I have to redo some ties, we will. And don't worry, the moss will shift. That doesn't mean it's falling apart, but just kind of retuck it back underneath. And what do you know? Look at that. Looks good, looks natural, and it's holding strong. Very strong. What a successful plant. Fantastic. Thanks.